All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Twister Strudel. I am, Twister Strudel, aka here TwisterBot25. And with me today, I have a very special guest, Tommy Elliott.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Perfect. Today, we are going to continue our King Arthur series. I made an intro to King Arthur and his place in Unmatched, and the reason why I'm doing this variant. I'm not going to go into that all right here. You can just look at the very first video in the series if you want a little bit of an update. Even if you just watch the intro, it has some disclaimers and some of that. For today, though, we're going to dive right into it. Like I said, we're going through the second of King Arthur's variant. Last time we tried a couple minor tweaks. One was a rules interpretation on how Excalibur was used, as well as changing Lady of the Lake. Today, we are going to be looking at changing King Arthur's ability completely. And this is the only change that we are going to be making compared to the original. So if I zoom in here. So this one says, when King Arthur attacks, you may boost that attack, play the boost card face down along with your attack card. That one stays the same. You play the boost card beforehand. But if the opponent cancels the effects on your attack card, rather than putting the boost back into, or rather than discarding the boost, instead you're going to be putting the boost card back into your hand. This is a not requested, but often talked about ability change when we speculate on King Arthur and everything that he does, and you know what that would do to his kit entirely. So let's talk a little bit before we get into the matches, just very briefly. What do you think? What implications does this effect have on King Arthur as a whole, Tommy?
I think that this is going to be an overcorrection of the issue. I think that this has the potential to make Arthur maybe too strong. As you know, Zero Skater mentioned in your guys' last video, Arthur is just like right on the cusp of being viable. And something like this doesn't just push him over the edge, it catapults him over the edge. I think that this is the kind of advantage that then, if this is how it used to, it started, we'd be talking about, well, what if we got rid of the fact that you got the boost card back? So, I'm interested to see how it plays. You and I were talking about this earlier, but I think the bigger issue with Arthur's consistency is the amount of unique cards he has in his deck. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when we take away this factor.
Right. The thing I'm thinking of, like, even like you have those noble sacrifices, which are a boost 3. Regardless, that means that if they get canceled, those you're still going to be guaranteed to use them as a boost. So because there are 3 cards in the deck with that boost 3, that's 9 damage that you are going to be taking on the opponent regardless.
Yeah, you're essentially guaranteed that 9 damage if you're not canceling the boost cards.
Right. Now, I do get that when you're using an attack with King Arthur, it does take 2 cards, which again takes out more actions, and that's part of the not problem, but that's part of the takeaway with his ability, right? It means you can't just like boost every attack because you're going to run out of resources very, very quickly. However, again, like you mentioned, this might be a little bit too far on trying to bring some of that back, where you're giving him not only you're guaranteeing him about a similar amount of actions as other people, but you're also guaranteeing that he does get a lot more damage as well.
Yeah, there's not the threat of losing a card anymore, which is the balancing act you play when you play King Arthur. That's kind of the balance that Restoration put into the character. What did it work out all the way? That's what we're here talking about, I suppose. But yeah, I think this just gives him too big of an edge. And maybe I'm wrong. We'll test it. Maybe he loses every game we play still. But at that point, again, I don't know that I would point to the boosting as the issue, more, the variety and variability in his card set.
Yeah. The other thing that and this might be a bit of a personal, but I also really like a little bit of those mind games with King Arthur. And with guaranteeing a boost, like you have maybe a little bit as far as like what boost card, but because you're getting it back, there's a lot less of a risk reward and just more pure damage that's being put out there. Um, and so even just as a fun factor, and maybe I will be proven wrong, or I'll be proven wrong, but like I feel like with this change, it just takes a little bit of that fun away from King Arthur.
I agree. I know that I've seen in the Discord chat a lot. A really big theory is to only boost Excalibur, and that's the only time you should boost because that's the safest statistical play. But I find since King Arthur, you're not guaranteed to win no matter how you play. He's not a consistent fighter. I like just boosting early and boosting often. Just boost as much as you can because eventually, as long as you're not playing Bigfoot, you know, they're going to run out of cancel cards. They're going to run out of cancel cards, and then
Right?
sky's the limit in terms of boosting. Of course, the flip side of that is you run out of cards very quickly, so you have to guarantee that you're doing a certain amount of damage output. But I say Arthur is a risky character to pick to begin with, so just play it risky. To your point, that's more fun.
Right. And I like to almost compare it as like walking a tightrope. Like you feel like you need to do like line everything up just right, and as soon as like one mistake goes wrong, like then things could crumble. But if you get it right, it just feels so good to pull off.
I agree. Big time, I agree. You and I were the only two people, if I remember correctly, who had Arthur wins in the last tournament. And I think that, speaks to the idea that if you're playing him the more fun way, you know, you might win. And that's great. It's a great feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so good. It feels I think that's one of the reasons why I just enjoy playing King Arthur, is because when you do get that win, it feels so good.
Yeah.
Sidious with the comment, Oprah out here, you get a boost and you get a boost and everyone gets a boost. I love it. Um,
Yes.
right?
That's the way to play.
And Zero Skater kind of added on with that 9 extra damage that that's also extra on top of damage from Excalibur and other like big cards, whether it's boost or like from momentous shift. Like there's a lot in King Arthur's deck that and there are other fighters that can do 9 plus damage,
There are.
but that takes a lot of setup, right?
Right.
You have to set yourself up, and you have to make sure you give yourself that opportunity to pull out a 9 plus attack. With King Arthur, with this change, it it allows you to almost have a much easier time to get to those 9 attacks. Like you can get a 9 attack with the original ability, of course, but again, you have to set it up so that you can hit it or take a chance. And when you are able to swing that, it feels so good to be able to just wail on someone with Excalibur.
Yeah, and I think it's going to change on the defender side. When are they going to play feints, right? Because if I know that at some point you're getting 3 damage through, and I think that you're attacking me with Excalibur, well, I might not feint in that moment. I might choose, okay, well, I'm going to get 4 damage from Excalibur and 3 damage is coming later. Or I might play like a 4 defense. Like I might play a leap away, take 5 damage, but I know that 3 is gone. I still have a feint that I can use later on to, stave off an Excalibur or whatever the case may be.
Right, for sure. I know right now I don't have anything else that I am thinking of regarding King Arthur. Are there any other observations that you might have before we get into this game?
Well, I'm excited to see what happens.
Same here. Even with if it is overpowered, like unmatched is still unmatched. This is why we test things out, just to see what it all does. And yeah, I am pumped up about it. So what I'm thinking, I'll play as King Arthur first to give viewers kind of an idea of what it's like to be him, and then if you want to take King Arthur right afterwards, similar to how we did it the first time, let's do that. Sound good?
Okay.
Perfect.
Who would you like me to play, or is there a preference in the chat?
Chat. I would maybe like lean against maybe uh is people who are. I mean, with this such change, maybe we could try a Medusa or a Bigfoot into this. We'll see what happens. But generally, I would say Zero Skater is saying Bigfoot. Um, with
with all of his cancel effects.
all right. Well, we can give it a shot against a character like that. If
Do you want me to
if we
choose Bigfoot or Dracula? Could be kind of fun.
Dra-
Uh,
all the times I've tried with Dracula has also been a whole lot of fun.
yeah, I could give Dracula a spin.
Sure.
Okay.
If we have time, especially because I feel like it could be very explosive. If we have time, we'll get a Bigfoot in just to see what happens. But
Yeah, absolutely.
I
I think starting with Bigfoot might give the wrong impression one way or the other about how viable this is. But I would like to see Bigfoot play.
I've been told to tell you that you're poggers no matter who you play.
Oh, that's very sweet. Whoever said that.
I'm gonna I'm going to not be I can't pronounce things well, but Skatzala, something like that. Yeah, I that's the name I'm
Thanks.
seeing there. So you
Thank
have
you.
him to thank. What board?
I'll leave that to you.
Let's try. We're gonna try. I think we played on the Battle of Legends Volume 1 boards. Let's. I don't know if I don't know Unmatched well enough to know if the boards are gonna change much, but let's try Soho. Just
Soho is my favorite Arthur map.
nice. Okay.
That's where I got my tourney win against Muldoon.
Ooh. Uh, I'm also going to put this get some card counters here as well.
Okay. I just dropped that onto my deck, right?
Yep. I I mean, you can drop it onto your deck or drop. I think it's better if you drop the deck onto the card counter.
I see.
Well, and I think all you need to do if because I think it messes up the card counter a little bit, but you just need to like pick it up and then put it right
Okay.
back on. It's it, it's all good. I don't know how you lay your board out.
That works. I can do that.
Yeah. All right. Should we? Do we want to roll to see who goes first?
Yeah, why not?
Let's do it. Choose odds or evens.
I'll do odds.
All right, it's odds. So you're gonna go first, my friend.
Okay.
Let's see
Lots
here.
of pressure.
Ooh, also very interesting. We talked about this in chat a couple times. Do we want to implement them? Maybe we shouldn't. I was gonna say, do we want to implement the mulligan rule? But maybe we should just do one change at a time.
There you go. The mulligan thing is interesting to me. It comes up in the chat every other week. I feel like actually now just as often as the Arthur Boost discussion comes up at this point. Um, but I like the idea of a full hand mulligan. I do not like the idea of a selective hand mulligan.
Yes, agreed. I am just going to. Oh, that's maybe a little too close. I'm just highlighting your hand so that people can see how many are in. How many cards are in your hand here?
Okay.
Boom. All right. I guess I just need to place Merlin, and we're off to the races here.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna maybe put, yeah, we'll put this right here. Make sure it's in view. We're gonna maybe move our dials a little closer if that's okay with you.
Yeah, works for me. You can position my cards however is best for the stream.
All good. I think we are good to go. Oh, I need to place Merlin. I did say that, but I completely forgot. All right, let's do this. All right, you ready?
Okay. Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. I will start with a maneuver here.
Perfect.
Nothing too sexy to start it off. We'll just okay, and I'll pull. We'll do one of those, and then we're gonna start trying to
Is it
get your
starting
health,
already?
your massive health down.
By
Just gonna start right now with a little
ravening.
however you pronounce, and then I'll pass play off to you.
All right, I will. What do I want to do here? I'm going to attack your this sister right here without a boost.
No boost, you say.
0 boost.
See, now we're in the tricky situation where Dracula, renowned for not having many defense cards, and I'm especially nervous about that considering you get your boost card back if I fainted to begin with. So we're gonna play this one.
All right, here we go.
Oh, we
So,
had the same idea.
yep. All right, so you get to move your fighter. Nothing happens as far as damage wise, but you can move your fighter if you wish.
Okay. Turns out I do wish. So we're gonna do. No, we're not. We're gonna go right here.
All right, and I am gonna hop right up next to you.
Eudemus.
All right, and I would like to attack Dracula with a boost.
With a boost, the man
With
says.
a boost.
Now, here's a question for you.
Okay.
That we haven't talked through yet, but I think is actually relevant to how we both play. If I reveal a feint, do I see your boost card? Do you reveal the boost card if I feint it, or does it just go back into your hand? I think that's a pretty big thing we should decide.
I did not think about that. I've always played where I see both of the cards.
Okay.
You know what? Just for the sake, because information, we already know this is going to be a big boost for King Arthur. Because information is key in this game, I'm going to say if you feint it, I'm going to reveal both cards at the same time. Like that way there's a little bit of a drawback. You not only feint the boost, but you also get to see what I used to boost.
Okay, that's great. So then if you do this, you're going to be down to 2 cards. If I feint it, you'll have 3 cards, which I like it more when you have less cards. However, I'll be taking monumental damage. See, already it changes a whole bunch of how I want to play. Like, do I want you to get that card back, or do I want you to have the lower hand count? All right, we'll go with this.
All right, here we go. Let's flip.
It did feint.
It is a feint. So you did feint into the regroup, but I will be grabbing this noble sacrifice back.
Stopped you from drawing another card. Okay. And then
it is your turn.
My turn off, I'm going to deal you 1 damage because you're adjacent,
That's
which
right.
will let me draw a card. Okay, let's see here. And then I'm going to attack with Dracula for my first action, Mr. King Arthur.
I will defend.
Okay.
I'm going to see what happens here.
So I'm using ambush.
Now this is huge.
So hopefully I can get that tasty
that noble sacrifice. Oh, that's going to be huge here.
Hopefully this works out. So how do you do everybody I play with against has like a different way of doing this online. Should I just pull one from your hand, or should I give you a number?
Yeah, just pull one. I have shuffled my hands accordingly. It's going to be completely random which one you pull. I'm going to hope you
grab this one.
No!
Oh,
ah!
Okay.
Oh, shoot. That's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4 damage right there.
Okay. So
I do draw a card.
Yes, from your regroup effect. Okay. So that was a pretty good first action, I'll say. But you're up to 2 cards now. This is one of those do I strike while the iron is hot kind of deals. I'm gonna say no. Play it a little safe. I can't afford you to maneuver and then boost me for 9 damage.
Okay.
So I will maneuver for my final action, and I will move Dracula here. Um, you know, we'll do this, and then I'll pass play to you.
Yep. I mean, if you'd stayed there, like, what are the chances that that regroup gave me Excalibur?
Not a chance that I was
Not
willing to take.
right.
Put it that
Considering last week there was literally one of those situations, and it actually ended up happening. So
Yeah.
crazy things happen on stream. What I'm going to do, I'm going to maneuver. Oh, not 3. What am I doing here? Just 2. We're gonna move Merlin here, and I'm going to have Merlin attack this sister right here.
Okay. All right, Merlin, I'm going to let that go undefended.
Yep, that's fine with me. I'll draw my 2 cards.
That's
All
2
right.
actions. Arthur at 4 cards in hand. The other thing with boosting your attacks is you really want to have a big hand size, especially if you maneuver first and then attack boost, because then you know you're right next to your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I
Right.
will maneuver.
Do you have a 3 movement?
No, I just have 2. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you. I think I did exactly what you just did. Miscounting. Okay.
Okay.
And then I'll maneuver again.
Ah. So here's the thing. Both Arthur and Dracula benefit from having huge hand sizes. So
That's very true.
like I'm starting to get a little uncomfortable with how big that hand is right now.
Don't worry about it. It's nothing. All
Uh
right, play passes to you.
all right. I shall maneuver. Actually, yeah. We're gonna do this because I did not see
Okay.
this here. I'm going to play Restless Spirits on Dracula, and I will hit that sister as well. So that's going to be 2 damage.
Fortunate, but very good.
Yep. Let's get rid of some of that auto damage that you can deal.
Mm,
All right, it is your go.
how unfortunate. Okay, so let's see what we're gonna do.
Oh, did I draw from? Oh, that's right. I can draw a card because I beat the
Yes, you
sister.
defeated somebody with the.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes. Good call.
Yeah, chat reminded me.
Okay, I will maneuver. It's time that perhaps I am a little too confident. I'm gonna boost that maneuver with one of Dracula's few defenses.
Ooh, very interesting. Okay.
We're gonna come.
So that's going to be a
So that
4.
gives me 4.
Okay.
My sister will come here. And then the sister's gonna attack you.
The sister's going to attack me. I shall defend. Oh, I think I know what's happening. Shoot. If that's what's happening. Oh, you are interesting.
What makes you say that?
I think I
Maybe
know
what
what's.
you think is happening is not happening.
You're not trying to pin me?
Who's to say?
Who's to. Man. I hate using this. I hate doing this, but I think I have to right here.
Okay, well done.
Yep. I don't
All
want the
right.
I don't want the pin. I'll take the damage.
Okay. Well played, Feint. And then it is your move.
It is, I guess. Huh. I am going to take a maneuver. I guess there's only one way to go if I do that. I will maneuver here.
Okay.
And I'm going to take another maneuver here. I'm gonna hide behind Merlin. I Yeah, we'll see how this plays out.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll maneuver. Draw a card here.
Oh, you're so dangerous right now.
Don't worry about it. And then I'll use Dracula to attack Merlin.
Let's see. Yeah, I am going to defend this.
Okay. So I just was trying to suss a feint out. I got nothing here.
Yeah, fair enough. Uh, so I do get to move either one of us. And I'm going to choose to move you. I can move up to 2 spaces? That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Man. Here's the thing. I'm not really great at positioning fighters. So,
Oh, I'm not either. You know, when I was playing with um, Zero Skater a couple of times recently, I pointed out that it's my biggest area of like needing improvement for this upcoming tournament. So he was pretty nice about it. He coached me
yep.
through some stuff, but I still have a lot of room to
Yep.
grow there.
With the new fighters, especially and I do have a video that I need to put out regarding that one. But I with Yanenga specifically, I feel like she's one who's very much involved with uh, that whole positioning game. She's very like that's key for her.
Yeah.
And so and because she's looking to be one of my favorites, I'm probably gonna have to learn how to do better at positioning here.
Right. Yeah. So I play tested that set, so I'll be mum about a lot of stuff, but I
Fair
would say
enough.
that your positioning read is correct.
Yeah. All right. It is my go, correct?
Yes, it is your turn now.
All right. I am going to maneuver. Okay. And then I will attack Dracula with Merlin.
With Merlin, you say.
With Merlin.
Is it a swift strike? Okay, well, we had the same idea there. I'm gonna go here, hoping you had a non-movement thing.
Yeah. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3 right there.
How unfortunate for me.
Your go.
Okay. All right. How many cards do you have in hand? 5. All the way across the map. I will maneuver. I'll maneuver again.
All right.
I won't move track.
All
Okay,
right.
you're up.
I feel like half the time when I play these cards, it's just like, okay, we're just gonna see how this goes. But I'm going to try to command the storms here. So I'll move
Okay.
each fighter up to 3 spaces. I'm going to move Drac 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna move Merlin right here. I'm gonna move King Arthur right there, and the sister can just chill out in the corner.
How rude.
And then I'm going to yeah, I'm going to attack with a boost.
What a time to be alive.
Here we go. You're not gonna be able to do anything, at least not much here.
Forget not going to be able to do anything. There's nothing to be done.
Right?
Okay. But at least it lets me know that you've got the Holy Grail in your hand.
Yeah.
And Lady of the Lake. Okay. So.
That's gonna be 7 attack against 3 defense. That's 4 damage right there.
Okay. And then you won, so you get to use your effect there.
Let's move you. I mean, it's not gonna do too much. Probably does, but I realize, and you see my hand now. I realize,
Yeah, I've seen your hand, so I
especially
know.
especially if you fainted that, like I still like I don't have any. I have Holy Grail to defend, so this is a very precarious position I'm in.
Yeah, it's not super hot.
And if you were to faint, you're right beside me too. So
Yeah. Okay. So Holy Grail is if you have 4 or less, right? I'm pulling out my
yes,
Arthur deck. I'm pulling out
yep.
my Arthur deck to double check. Okay, Holy Grail, 2 or less.
If I have 4 less health, but I am not defeated, I set my health to 8.
Okay, I need to do some math before I decide if this is what I want
Well,
to
I'm doing the exact same thing because they're especially with that beast form. Like, what's like that's the exciting thing about Arthur and Dracula. Like, it that beast form can change everything here.
do. Okay, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna maneuver. Wouldn't you know it? I'm gonna go there. I'll move this sister. Oops, 2 spaces. And then I will attack you.
Oh my word! Yeah, I'm. This is a very delicate situation here.
Yeah, the playing Do My Bidding there, I didn't get to change your card, but I did really set up this next move for myself.
Yep. Oh no! What do I do? Because if it's beast form, you can you can choose not to use any of your cards and just whittle down my health up to 5, essentially, which you wouldn't be using any other cards. However, if you are tricking me, if you're trying to bait out that Holy Grail.
Well, if I have, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I have Beast Form, it's end game for you, even if you do play the Holy Grail.
6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, so really, if it is Beast Form, then there's no point in playing Holy Grail either. So do I play it and hope it's not it's only 1 damage? This is not good. This is not good. I'm gonna play a little crazy here. I've been doing this all game. I've made a couple mistakes here. I'm not playing Holy Grail, and I'm hoping you don't have a Beast Form half the deck in.
You're not gonna play the Holy Grail?
I'm not playing the Holy Grail because it won't matter anyways. So
it's the better of your 2 options, but it's still not great for you.
Oh, okay.
It's still bad.
It's still
so if you want to
very.
shuffle them, I will take either Lady of the Lake or the Holy Grail, which are not cards you want to lose.
Nope. I'm automatically taking 4 damage, but it's just a matter of which card am I getting rid of here.
And see, it's interesting because it's like, which one do I want to pull? Like, which one is better for me?
Right.
For you to lose. I don't. Well, I guess we'll see.
Okay.
All right, Lady of the Lake is gone.
Which Holy Grail is not going to do anything against Beast Form, but if I can find a way to make it work,
Right. But what it does now is it makes me incredibly cautious about attacking you because, if you're at 6 health, if I attack you with a 4, you defend with that, lose 3 health, and then you go back up to 8. So that works in your favor, I think. Me knowing that you have that and that you're at 6 health.
Yeah.
Now, of course, if I come at you with Beast Form, it doesn't matter. But
yeah.
Either way, it's your turn. I'm gonna guess you're gonna maneuver.
Oh, I'm probably gonna double maneuver here. Let's see this here. Yeah. This is probably which way is okay? How many? 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it is more advantageous. Although you also could have Mist Form, and that does completely nothing. But and I will maneuver one more time. Puts Merlin on. You know what? I'll go. Does that open it up? Yeah, I'm gonna stay right there. And it's your go.
I'll maneuver to start.
Do you do lots of Dracula? You play lots of.
So it's funny, in the Discord, I think that because of the tournament and how much I talked about like Arthur and things like that, I think the community kind of primarily knows me as like an Arthur fighter, but my friend group in real life here would tell you that Dracula is who I like more.
Yeah, well,
they don't like when I play Dracula anymore.
Yeah, Sidious here is saying that playing against you as a Dracula main was a bad idea, and I did not know you were a Dracula main, so that kind of shows.
Okay, I mean, I think it's kind of. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm like amazing with Dracula by any means.
Yeah.
Because I don't get to play as much with this very talented and very skilled online community.
Oh, right. There's a whole lot of people who I consider to be like leagues above where I'm at, and it's like, wow, I can never think of how in depth, like the how far in depth their strategy talk goes. It's like crazy.
Yeah, big time. Okay, so I maneuvered. I'm in a Mist Form, which lets me go in any space gain in action.
Shoot.
I'll drop here. I'll drop there. and I'm going to attack you.
Now, is it gonna matter what card I use if it is a beast form? Because right now, beast form it's attack 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think this is my only option here to try and get this here.
Whew, okay,
Oh,
cool.
oh shoot! Oh
Yeah,
no! Ah,
yeah,
ah!
no, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Get rid of that holy grail. Thank you.
Oh, okay, this is painful.
Now, I don't know if you remember this, but it will haunt me for the rest of my life. In our match, right, where our first one I won with Drac, and then we went Bruce Lee versus King Arthur. And I lost with King Arthur to your Bruce Lee. I don't know if you remember, but the reason I ended up losing was because I defended with the Holy Grail and you played Feint as an attack.
I remember that.
Yeah,
That's one of my most fondest memories playing Unmatched. It made me
yeah,
feel, even though I admittedly was not a decision. I think it was like the only card I had,
right. Yes, but
but
like I told you, don't tell people that.
no, no, no.
It was intense strategy on my
It was subconsciously my brain was telling me
part.
to like to.
um,
Uh,
but yeah, so I've been waiting for like 4 months to do that back to you.
and now your revenge is complete.
Yes, this me agreeing to do this stream was one entire
Oh,
elaborate
it
plan.
was a plot. I like
All
it.
right, all right. Well, you're up.
All right, I'm going to maneuver first, and I'm going to hit Dracula with Merlin. See, and here's another
I
thing with the tournament.
wonder.
With the
Yeah.
tournament, I lost the second game against someone with Dracula playing as King Arthur, and so this
Mm,
I'm hoping to get retribution. It wasn't, yeah, it was obviously not you, but I'm hoping to get retribution on Dracula here.
I'm wondering if you're using momentous shift. I guess it could be swift. But we'll test this out and see how this goes.
It is going to
Was
be a
momentous.
momentous
Okay.
shift.
So I'll take one, and then I'll draw a card from my exploit.
Yep.
All right. So to start off, I will have you damage Merlin, which will let me draw a card. Interesting.
I just want to see. Okay.
All right. So I'll maneuver.
Uh,
Hmm.
what do you have?
So I'm going to. You already used the one that is 2 damage, right? You did that. Yes, you used that scheme. So I'll scheme recover 2 health and drop a sister,
Nasty. I was waiting for some of those. That's the first one.
and I'll put the sister right here,
Okay.
which will pass play to you.
Hmm. Trying to see what you all have as far as attacks. Well, I can. Let's see. Okay. All right. Especially with the defense, because I know I have 2 cards, but do I play aggressive here? I'm going to
One way to find
maneuver. Where do I want to move these guys? We're gonna move Merlin here, King Arthur here. And I am going to attack with Merlin on Dracula. Let's see if we can whittle down some more health here.
Let's see. Another momentous.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so I'll take 3 damage.
All right. Yeah, because Momentous has a boost of 1 plus your defense. Yep. So
Right.
5 on
Yeah.
2. And it is your turn.
Interesting. I will maneuver. Hmm. You know what? I'm actually going to boost that maneuver with this sister card.
Okay.
So boost
So
of
that's
3 there.
yep.
So Dracula's gonna go 1, 2, 3. No, that's not what he wants to do. He's gonna go hang out over here.
Oh, okay.
The sister's gonna go here.
Oh,
This sister's gonna go here, and then I will play Ravening Seduction
yep.
to get you here, and then just whittle down 2 more health from you.
That's the second one.
And then you are between my sisters. Merlin, of course, is not, but. And then it will be your turn.
Huh. All right. I will maneuver. And
I think that was 3 spaces.
oh shoot. Yep, that was 3 spaces. Good catch there.
We keep doing that with these like weird corners.
Right? Well, in that case, actually, do I want to go there? No, no, I don't want to go there. And then I shall maneuver yet again. Oh, this is not a fun situation here, especially with those sisters. No matter what, if you have another Ravening Seduction, this is going to be a little crazy. I do I do the rare thing and boost this? No. All right, you have 10, I have 10, 3, 4. Oh, this is. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells right now.
Me too. I'm at 5 health. I haven't seen Excalibur yet,
That's true. You have taken out Lady of the Lake, though, so
which is a relief. And I got rid of the
huge.
Holy Grail. I don't need to worry about
And
that.
the Holy
But
Grail. So
Excalibur is still out there.
two huge parts of King Arthur are now taken away.
And you still have another Command the Storms too, which like late game when we're this low on health, like it is definitely capable of being a game changer.
Yeah. I have a little bit. You have to set it up. That was going to take you an entire turn. I'm just going to move King Arthur there. Zero Scare, we are not using Lady of the Lake change with this one. For this variant. All right, it is your turn. Yeah, if he beast forms into me, I don't know if I will be able to survive at this point, Sidious. It's gonna be interesting.
I'll maneuver here.
Yeah. And you have a mist form, which is
Don't worry.
Oh, I think voice chat and TTS is picking you up.
The voice.
Yeah, I see it here.
How about now?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, cool. Just turn my voice input down on TTS. Okay, so let's see. So I maneuvered once. I maneuver a second time. I'm not going to move. I'll let it pass to you.
All right. I am going to maneuver. 2 movement, right? And again. And I'm going to let it go to you. Yeah.
Boost of 3.
Uh-oh.
Get rid of this other sister card.
Oh, no. How dare you?
And then I will maneuver one more time. And I'll end my turn.
Okay. I see how it's going to go. I am going to attack your sister with Merlin here.
This one right here.
Yep, that one. Can I attack? No, I can only attack that one, I believe.
Merlin, not Arthur. Let's search your discard real quick here.
Go right ahead. I've done it a couple times. Yo, I'm still waiting for that mist form into beast form because I think at this point.
So lots of movement cards still left. This is your first action.
This is my first action.
We'll do this.
All right. Okay.
Okay, so she dies.
But I do not get my movement off.
No free movement there, but you still have another action.
I do.
If you're really trying to get out of there.
Well, I don't know if I'm trying to get out necessarily. But I will maneuver. And I am. I'm going to leave it there.
Okay. I'll maneuver here. I will use Baptism of Blood to recover 2 health.
Of course.
And put that sister right back where she was. Right, that's my zone, yes.
Yep, that is your zone.
That would be 1 maneuver, 1 scheme. Yep, so then it's your play.
I spent so much time trying to get rid of her.
Life is just so unfair.
Gonna maneuver. Ah, I can't wait here. What do I do? Do I move? We're going to attack with Merlin
His sister right here.
against the sister right there.
Okay.
Hmm. Ah, what are your cards like? Just very quickly.
I got
Uh,
5.
you got 5 there. You know what? I'm gonna do this instead and hope it plays out.
I'm not gonna defend.
There we go. There's a regroup.
Nicely done.
I will have to put a card in the deck. However, that is not a big deal. I'll just put this bewilderment into the discard, and it is your go.
Start with a maneuver.
Oh, I need to next time I do the stream, I need to get some music because it's like my heart is beating so intensely right now. Need some epic music to kind of be in the background.
Okay, I'm going. I hope this plays out for me. I'm gonna scheme, take you here, and deal you 1 damage.
Okay.
And then it's up to you.
All right, my turn.
Tensions are high.
Right, I'm going to maneuver, and I will attack with Merlin here.
Nicely done.
Okay, and it's your go.
Mm. I'll maneuver.
Okay.
Okay. Hand it to you.
You're in a red zone.
Yes.
I'm going to maneuver, and I'm going to discard to boost. Go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. I'm going to attack Dracula with Merlin.
Okay. I'll take one,
Yep.
and I draw a card. Interesting. So I'll maneuver.
Yep. There we go.
And then I will attack.
And here it is. Yep.
There we go. This one was the last card in my deck.
I was hoping for that, but I was also hoping for more ways to attack with Merlin. So I could whittle you down and then
I kept
get an Excalibur hit to
I really,
get
really
lethal.
kept waiting for Mistform because I had two Beast Forms and both of my Preyapons, but I couldn't get to you to use them. So at one point I thought, oh, I could just boost and get here. And I could, but I at the time had no defense cards in my hand.
Interesting.
So like if I did get to you, and like for some reason like I miscounted, you had a 4 or something, and you like lived, I would have been done.
Oh shoot. Yeah.
I was like one space away. Yeah. So
Well, and if I like again, I was thinking like I had the Excalibur and I was gonna use one of these two boosts to hit you, like use Command the Storms into Excalibur with a 2. I didn't have any Noble Sacrifices at the time. And I mean, if I had caught you without a defense, I should have maybe tried, but I felt like even if you had one defense, like it still would have prevented it, and then you would have had Beast Form to finish me off, right?
yeah. So this dash and this exploit were on lifesavers because I was like, oh man, that's why I kept trying to like get you pinned between the sisters.
Yep. I faint,
Because
and there's my last Noble Sacrifice.
what a
Shoot.
time to be alive. Close game.
Right? That was really close. I and again, we didn't really get to see a whole. Well, we got to see a little bit. He did feint the one Noble Sacrifice.
Yeah.
However, I do think I was a little bit aggressive at the start, and got my health a little bit whittled down too early to actually be aggressive with King Arthur. So yeah, I don't know. It's if he I don't know if he would have gotten many more attacks with boosts if I had played slightly different, if that would have changed much or not.
Well, I want to say like towards the not towards the end because it went a little longer. Maybe more the mid part of the game when I was realizing that you weren't like boosting as much as I would have anticipated. That's why I attacked you because I had two feints in my hand for like quite a while. Like my hand buildup was two feints, and I had them for a bit. And when I just kind of figured, I was like, he's really not going to aggressively with these boosts. I'm going to use them. Like I used it to attack, and then I used my last one several turns later to stop you from moving.
Yeah.
But originally, I had those for a long time because I was waiting for the SmackDown.
Right. And I think part of the reason why I didn't boost is because I realized in going aggressive, I also didn't have a whole lot of good defenses.
Yeah, that's the
So
thing for him.
so because I didn't have defenses or card draw, there I had 3 cards in my hand with very little card draw. I if I were to boost using those attacks, I would have been you would have had a good chance of just hitting twice and doing massive damage. And
Right.
so it was one of those things where I didn't put myself in as much of a situation to utilize that. So that I think that's just kind of what ended up happening with that.
It's funny because as much as you used Merlin, like never thought about attacking him, and I think there was a point like three-quarters of the way through the game where to myself I was like, if I would have just dealt with this guy in the beginning of the game, this would not be as hard as it is right now.
Right.
So that was definitely a factor.
But the flip side, and maybe it wouldn't have played out differently, but the flip side is if you would have dealt a little bit more damage to Merlin, it might have given me a little bit more of leeway to utilize some of those boosts with Arthur, right?
Yeah,
So I'm not.
that's true because I ran out of cards. I had
Yes.
no more, I had no more cards left. So possibly if I used those cards earlier to get rid of Merlin, then maybe I wouldn't have had enough, damage or deck output in the end game. Alternatively, if I dealt with Merlin, maybe I would have had a bunch more versatile cards because I used so many of them defending attacks from Merlin.
Yeah.
So you never know
Yeah.
what's the right call, especially with both of my beast forms being in like the last like 6 or 7 cards in the deck. That was a little unfortunate.
Oh, they were like that far down.
Yeah, I didn't have beast form until the very end. I drew prey upon, that healing card,
Yeah.
then beast form, then another prey upon, and then beast form again.
Shoot. See, had I known
So
that, like, and that's the thing, like, you never know, but had I known that,
yeah,
like, I totally would have taken the risk.
yeah,
But
all of my healing cards came. So when I used Baptism of Blood, um, I used them as soon as I drew them. So like they didn't come until like the first one, like maybe midway through, and then the second one was kind of late. But early game, when I was taking damage, like I wasn't worried about it. And then about mid game, when none of my healing cards had shown up, I was getting a little nervous.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that was it was a good game. Let's do it one more. Let's
Okay,
flip it around and see what it's like on the other side.
sounds good.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was a pretty good.
oh yeah, I I agree. So we're gonna give you King Arthur. Oh, I guess we'll delete this and you can just spawn King Arthur in. Uh, all right. What is another great matchup on King Arthur? I guess I also have the ones that are not in TTS. Maybe that some of those fighters might be good.
Do you want to do what Big Skater was saying earlier?
Bigfoot?
Oh yeah, up to you. I know earlier that was like an option.
Okay. Let's see what happens. Like, why not? Let's give it a shot. I don't know if this is gonna, but here's the thing. This is going to be bigger, a lot more impactful against Bigfoot because he has a lot more canceling abilities.
Right.
And so instead of all five, because he has five of those, right? Um, instead of all five of those going into the discard, now they're all going back into his hand.
So that's interesting to think about. But the other thing, the flip side of that I was just kind of working through in my head is if you cancel me 5 times, right, and 5 of those cards go back in my hand, just based on how many cards are in the deck, it's not like I get to boost 5 more times, right? Because I'm gonna run out of cards at some point.
Yep, absolutely. Uh, I'm gonna pull out a one of the Buffy boards
I love the
here,
Buffy boards; they're super fun.
right? Uh, Sunnydale High or the Bronze?
Do the bronze. Bronze is fun. I actually like both of them so much. I don't really have a preference. But I've seen in the chat people be partial to the
Yeah.
bronze, or in the Discord chat.
Oh, oh, hello. That's a big board right there. Okay. Yeah, there are people talking about it in the chat. Sidious, this is the part in the anime where John yells, "Ha! You've activated my trap card. I've played King Arthur in tournament and won with him."
So has Twister
So,
Strudel.
so have I. I think we were the only ones who actually won in the tournament
Yeah,
as
we
Arthur,
were the
right?
only two. Yeah,
Yeah.
but we're the I think the only no Bryden really likes Arthur too. I was gonna say we're the only two who really likes Arthur,
No,
but
Bright.
Bryden likes
I
him.
know Bryden is a fan of Arthur.
I mean, it's a 1 in 3 shot. It's not that terrible of odds.
Nope. And I mean,
Could be better.
especially like because a lot of this tournament, like I mean, I kind of it's all for fun, right? So I mean,
Right.
it was very entertaining to see some Arthur wins in the tournament and to see how yeah how that played out. But
I my Arthur win was against Muldoon. Um, and
okay,
Bryden put in the chat, he was like very confused how that happened. And it's like, me too. You know?
right?
So,
Yeah, I remember. I think the time right after I beat you in the tournament, you ended up. I ended up playing Martha into Muldoon, and I got royally destroyed.
yeah, I think the thing that worked in Arthur's favor against Muldoon is you can catch Muldoon without defense, which I did. I think I Excalibur boosted, with Noble Sacrifice into possibly no, it wasn't a regroup, but it was something bad, and he took like substantial damage because he didn't have a thing.
Yeah, yeah, right.
So, and then the traps. At least the way I played Arthur in both of my matchups against Muldoon in the tournament, and the first match came down to the wire. Arthur has 18 health, so I was like purposefully setting traps off
Yep,
to make them draw cards, which is, it actually does end up being a viable exhaustion strategy if you can avoid being attacked.
yeah. Use especially with when you use those high versatile cards as defenses, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That helps a whole lot. Yeah. All right, we'll do this again. Odds or evens?
I'll stick with odds.
They seem to want you to go first, so
Oh man, okay.
now here's
World
the other
looks
thing.
so different without.
Here's the other thing. Yeah, I don't have the art version on me right now. I
Oh,
also
I don't
I don't play Bigfoot a whole lot. So I I mean don't expect like optimal Bigfoot play from me necessarily,
I kind of feel like that's everybody, right? I don't know. I feel like
right?
everybody doesn't have optimal Bigfoot play because I don't know. I could get roasted for this in the chat, but is there optimal Bigfoot play? You run in, you smash, you run out, you draw cards. Like he's very straightforward. I think.
Oh, right, exactly. Yeah, we're gonna put him right there. All right, I am ready when you are.
Okay, interesting. Let's see. Might just be riding fast and loose here. Let's just check some stuff out real quick. Yeah, what the heck? We're gonna command the storms right away.
Wow, nuts. Okay, I'm very interested to see what's where this is leading.
Yeah, so we're gonna put Bigfoot here. Jackalope can move 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Arthur's just gonna move 1 space back. Cohen's gonna go here. Um, and then we're just gonna relentless spirits
Wow,
these guys. Yeah, and that's what I'll open that way.
that is not a bad opening at all.
It's I think I don't get to play against Bigfoot that much just because I mean, you probably experienced the same thing. Like a lot of people just don't want to pick Bigfoot because he's not as interesting as Medusa or Sherlock, let's say, in the big three. And then there's also kind of the attitude, at least among my friends, where like if you have like a 70% chance of winning, then it's not as fun.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so in my limited experience against Bigfoot, I tend to lose. So it's like, well, if I'm going to lose, might as well just go out swinging.
Well, and here's the thing, and I'll put this out on record right now. I'm totally okay if people pick Bigfoot because I would love to find ways to, see, especially competitively, if there are ways that you can
Right,
stop him, right? I
right.
there's definitely a lot of exploration, at least on my end, that I would love to explore. How do you like which fighters go well into Bigfoot? But I understand not a whole lot of people play as him or really enjoy that, so I
I've
totally get
been
it.
the past couple of days, and then they announced there's a tournament coming yesterday. So I was like, vindication, because at home I've been
Right.
telling my buds, please play Bigfoot, please play Medusa lately, like this last week, and I've been practicing Dracula into them for the
Yep.
tournament. And they're like, "Do you want me to play Sherlock?" And I was like, "Sherlock is an auto ban for me. I'm not gonna fight Sherlock ever."
Right? Yeah. Yeah. I Sherlock's very very tricky for me as well. And again, I
Yeah,
haven't played against him a whole lot, but it's very I don't know what to do at any point in a fight against Sherlock.
me either.
Anyways, it is my go, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so we're gonna start with some jackalope horns.
Yeah, we are.
We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're gonna give Merlin some damage. And then,
Big opening moves.
all right, I am going to actually maneuver. So I'm gonna go, and these are three, so I'm gonna go one. Ooh, do I dare? You know what? I do dare. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And it is
Bold.
your go.
Okay. Interesting. So I'll maneuver.
Oh, and I get to draw a card because no
Yes,
one is in my
you do.
zone.
Mhm. Arthur is going to attack Jackalope and
Okay,
no boost.
I will defend. Oh, nice.
So I'll draw your fancy thing there.
And you maneuvered before, right?
Yes, I did. That was my second action.
Hmm. When do I want to move him? I'm not gonna move the jackalope, and that might be silly. All the few jackalope mains might be screaming at me. The one jackalope main or Bigfoot main. Sorry. All right. I am going to maneuver. It is my turn, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'm okay. Go here, and I'm gonna just hit Arthur with Bigfoot.
Right away. Right away. I'll take those 2 damage.
All right. Here we go.
Okay. Tricky situation. You're gonna start with a maneuver.
Okay.
Arthur is going to attack the jackalope, and I will boost it.
So what do you have? I will feint, or you're gonna know what it is now, but here we go. I'm gonna feint it.
Okay,
So,
so the card that I will be taking back into my hand is a feint.
yeah,
Uh, and then you'll take 2.
yep, got the 2 damage. Zero scale,
And
zero scale. That trailer was amazing.
oh, the tournament trailer was
Yeah,
hype.
it was so good.
Okay, I don't want this to sound snarky. I almost put it in the Discord, and then I was like, this isn't going to come across the way you want it to come across. But they Zero Skater keeps saying, "Oh, details soon," and at the end of the trailer it says "Summer of Legends." Man, we're running out of summer. we're running out of summer. When are we going to learn what's going on?
Yeah,
All
I.
right, it's your.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
go ahead.
laughing in chat. He. At least I think that's a laugh emoji. It looks like a laugh emoji. All right. Yeah. I am going to hit King Arthur with Bigfoot.
What are the odds that you have
What are the
6?
odds? It is a
What are the odds?
stream, so
What,
anything can happen.
no. What are the odds you've got the 2 6s right away? Well,
Right?
especially because you know one of my cards is a feint. So you could be like, oh, I'll play a 6 and he'll play a feint and he'll take 4 damage.
Yep.
Oh, thank goodness.
That's good. All right, and then I am going to maneuver, and I'm gonna draw an extra card. And just
Okay.
like that, I'm back to a hand of 5,
Must be nice. I
right?
will maneuver. I'll maneuver one more time.
All right.
All right, you're
All right, I am going to use Bigfoot to attack Merlin. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I have a feeling I'm gonna regret this. I will play this one regardless, but I have a feeling I just
Yeah,
wasted 6 damage. Ah!
I think you did.
I as soon as I laid the card down, I'm like, oh wait, I fell right into your trap.
Yeah, that was. I didn't expect that to work. I'm not gonna lie. Okay.
And I totally saw it literally the moment I put it down.
You hate to see it.
Oh, that was painful. Well, I will then just maneuver and take the extra card.
Okay. I will maneuver. I'm gonna use. Um. Arthur's gonna attack. Uh, the jackalope.
Jackalope. Ah, You know what? Jackalope is going to defend.
It would.
Okay. It's
So
going to
you'll
be
take the 1.
1 damage, and I will move the jackalope out.
Okay.
My turn, correct?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, yep. That's actually fine. I'm going to maneuver. And I'm going to hit Merlin with Bigfoot. Nice. Coming up with all the reads here. All right.
Bigfoot is such an absurd powerhouse.
He really is. Like,
Okay, I'm gonna maneuver. Hmm. All right, I'll maneuver one more time, but I will not.
yeah.
I will not change my positioning.
That is all good. I'm going to play Crash the Trees right here. We're going to go
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to hit King Arthur with Bigfoot.
I bet you don't.
Here we go. Nice. Okay.
I'll take 2. Probably would have preferred if you moved, but it is what it is. Okay.
That's not a bad play. I I was hoping for that extra card draw, so
All right, I'm gonna maneuver. Probably not a
okay.
surprise. And Merlin is going to attack the Jackalope.
And the
There's 1
Jackalope
health left.
will defend.
I'm really hoping you wouldn't. That's super unfortunate.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 4. Yep.
All right, you're up.
That's gonna be major. I'm going to maneuver. And maneuver again. And I'll take an extra card.
Okay. Go maneuver. Decisions. All right, I will go here. And I'll maneuver one more time. All right, you're up.
All right. Round 2 for Jackalope Horns. We're gonna
Here we
go
go.
up to Merlin right here. And Jackalope is going to hit Merlin. All right. So I will draw 1 card for that. Are you going to teleport Merlin?
Your turn's done, right?
It is done. I just need to draw a card if you're not going into my zone.
No, go for the card. I'm gonna say.
Okay. I must say, even though like this is like a Bigfoot matchup, this is very interesting. I'm very curious how this is going to play out.
I'll maneuver. And then Arthur will attack the Jackalope with a boost.
With a boost.
Yeah. That's correct.
I'll let it slide. Sure.
Cool. Fella dies. I move 3 spaces. Nice. I should have done this the last time I attacked the Jackalope, but I was like, he's got 2 health left. It's no big.
Right?
And then you were like, actually, it's all the biggie. Okay.
I mean, it's insane because of all the any cards, especially considering all the 4 versatile any cards. Like Jackalope has massive defenses he can use too, right?
Yeah. So the last time I attacked him, I was like, I'm not gonna waste a boost. I need these. And then you got away, and you went 5 spaces away, and then you dealt me 2 more damage.
Yep.
So I thought this time better be sure.
I still have one of the Jackalope cards, so it's yeah. I am going to maneuver. Oh, what was I doing? Oh, no. Yeah, I will maneuver here and maneuver again, and that's fine. That's okay. I'm despite not what I originally planned, I'm okay with this. It's your turn.
Look at you sitting on all these cards. You've got 7 cards in your hand.
I have a full hand right now.
So it would be super great if I made you maneuver twice, wouldn't it? I will command the storms.
No.
I'll go here. And I can make you move 3. Oh, this isn't as great as I wanted it to be.
Wow.
Let's see, if I move you 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6. So. Okay, so if you want to get to me, if I'm counting right, you have to get rid of a 4 boost card.
Which I don't know if Bigfoot has 4 boost cards.
Yeah, I don't know either.
No.
Okay, and then that will. Oh, and then I'll maneuver for my final action. Which would make it your turn.
Yep. Sir. However, just because I don't want to discard, I will play this.
Okay.
And then maneuver and leave it at that. It is your go.
Less than ideal.
Yeah. It was a good play though. You did. Had I not had that, you would have forced me to discard some cards, which is painful.
Bigfoot just has it all, man.
He really does.
I'll maneuver.
It's getting to the late game though, and there's still a lot of damage to be dealt.
That's a good point. I will maneuver again.
Whoops.
Oh crap. Okay, so
what? Just take all the cards that you didn't have and just shuffle them up again.
Okay.
All right.
So and I maneuver 1, not 11. And I'll go 1, 2.
Oh, I could have also rewound the time. That could have helped, but
Oh, is that a thing?
yeah, you can rewind the time up to like 10 seconds or something like that.
Oh, I didn't know that. How do you do that?
Uh, there's you know where there's like games, object, music, note, like that top bar. There are two
Mm-hmm.
arrows on the left hand side. Does it show on your screen?
No, but it might be because you're
I
hosting.
Yeah, that will probably be what's happening there. Okay. Either way, my turn. I am going to maneuver, and we're gonna hit Merlin here. I want him gone.
We're gonna hope for big things. We're gonna hope for big things right now. All
Wow.
right, hanging on. Skin of our teeth.
That is nuts. All right, it's your go.
Maneuver. Oh, I haven't dealt you damage in a long
In
time.
a very long time.
Okay, you didn't have to rub it in like that.
Oh, and we're getting King Arthur into here. I see.
All right. I will attack with a boost.
With a boost.
I have to keep remembering that when I boost, I just get it right back because I was like, I don't want to lose this card, but
Right?
it doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay. What do you got? All in your imagination. Okay.
So you
So
are gonna
I
get that 3 boost back.
okay, and then I will not get to move Arthur anywhere.
Nope.
How unfortunate for me. And your turn.
I am going to attack right away.
Mm, you would.
Okay, so that's gonna deal you 2, one for the combat and then 1 afterwards. And you know what? I'm feeling a little bit risky here today. Let's double attack.
What if you're hitting me with 6 right now? That would be super unfortunate. I'm gonna let this go undefended.
I was hoping you would defend. Oh well.
Okay. Nice. Okay. All right. Wild. I'm gonna attack you, and I'm gonna boost it.
I'm pretty sure that's the noble sacrifice you have there. Now, is this Excalibur or not?
It is not.
It is not, but you do get that card draw. So that is going to be a 7 attack. I'm going to take 3 damage.
I draw cards. You have. Oh, you didn't win.
I did not win, which in hindsight, I thought it was Excalibur, and I shouldn't have played that. But
Um. Okay. And then I'm
eh,
going to maneuver, and I'm gonna go. Do one
how
of
many
these.
things did you use? We have 1, 2, 3. Okay.
All right, and then that would make it your go.
Uh, I'm gonna just straight on hit Merlin here.
And I am gonna defend. A regroup.
Solid. So let's get Merlin off the board here. Boom, you're gone. And I do get to move, so I will go right there. And I'm gonna attack King Arthur with so now it's getting a little tricky here. I'll attack him with Bigfoot.
It's getting a little tricky.
This is pretty down to the wire here. Okay.
Oh, none of your effects do anything. You're done, right? That's your turn.
This is my turn.
Wow.
So, I mean, if you want to use it, like I could draw a card. We'll see what happens. We'll see how I feel about this, but I've yet to see Lady of the Lake or Holy Grail or Excalibur. So this is, well, Holy Grail I wouldn't have seen yet at this point, but
You're not gonna draw, right?
no, I'm not gonna draw.
How maneuver? Obscene amount of things in here. You have an upsetting amount of cancel cards still left in your
Have I only used? I think I've only used two.
You've only used one feint and one
just
imagination.
Yeah.
So don't love that. Maneuver. All right, you're up.
Okay. I am going to maneuver. I'll discard the Jackalope horns to boost here.
Okay.
I will attack King Arthur with Bigfoot. Nice. So that's just going to be the 2. And it is your go.
I attack you with a boosty boost.
Why not? There's Excalibur.
It is, yeah. And this was a noble sacrifice.
So I will take 3. Now you still have
Lady. One more action.
You still. Oh, you have one more action too. Ooh, I did not even think of that. See, and again, this is the situation where, like, in any other place, King Arthur would have had to discard that extra 3. So now you still have 3 damage.
Game changing. Or game ending, I guess I should say. Like, at this point in the game, if you're getting rid of cards.
Right.
I'm going to maneuver. And gonna boost it.
Nice. So you're going 4 spaces. Yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So I'll be here.
All right.
You wait, Bigfoot.
Let's maneuver. And 1, 2, 3. And maneuver again. And it is your go. Ooh, that's right.
I'll maneuver. will hack the boost.
I'll defend. I figured it was going to be that noble sacrifice. I'll take 1 damage.
Okay. I don't get my fancy effect, which lets me run away from you. So then it's your turn.
I am going to attack. Wait, hold up. Should I just think? Oh, yeah. No, I am going to attack. Okay. So that's,
And then
yeah,
one
going to be
more,
3.
right?
And 1 more, yeah.
Okay. I'll draw my card.
I'll maneuver out of there. That's your go.
You would do that. Okay. Well, I'll scheme. The back lady of the lake here.
Oh,
Get back, Mr. Excalibur. That was the bottom card in my deck.
wow. That's
So, I
nuts.
mean, like, thematically appropriate, but as far as me having any viable shot at killing Bigfoot, not super awesome.
Nope.
Oh, and then I only have one more action.
You
Yeah,
have
man,
1 more
Lady of the Lake
action.
really should be gaining action, but it is what it is. Okay, so then I have no choice but to maneuver. 2 damage here. And well, really, no matter what happens, I'm going to end up dead if I run from you. So I may as well
Yep.
just stay here and see what
Yeah.
plays out.
And I mean, at this point, like, I could also just run and
And then I die.
you die. But
Yep.
I'll keep things exciting here. We're going to go right up to you and I'll hit you anyways.
Okay, so I'm assuming that's your big 6 attack.
Yep. That's
It is.
it.
So then that is game over for Mr. Arthur.
Yeah. In retrospect, like, I don't think Bigfoot is like, even with this change, I don't think Big Arthur like is would gain much from Bigfoot. I think Bigfoot would still have the advantage
I think he has
regardless.
too many cancel cards.
Mm-hmm.
You know, five is a lot. It doesn't sound like it, but once you understand like the action economy of the game and like 5 cancel cards is a lot more
Yeah.
than 3.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Even with that, because of those cancels, it still allowed for King Arthur to have more actions, right?
That's true.
So even with even though we may not have seen how many big swings Arthur could have had and seen it play out necessarily in that way, it did give Arthur a little bit more life in this specific game here, because we did see you boosting quite often, and even with those feints, then rather than eating up 2 potential actions if you use them separately, there's no fear of losing that card. You can just bring it right back into your hand and just play it again.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a tough matchup.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a very favorable for Arthur. Ironically, we didn't get to see, like, we got to see it play out quite a bit, but in both of these cases, Arthur still lost.
Yeah, he did. He did both times. Yeah. I mean, maybe there's something to be said for that. But I think we also picked like pretty difficult characters.
Exactly. Yeah, it's Bigfoot's very difficult into Arthur, and I feel like Dracula, like, Arthur has a shot. I feel like if you were to choose the right variant, like, he would have a shot with Dracula. I think it could go either way with um just depending on hand draw and how you play your cards.
Yeah.
However, this is very difficult for Arthur, and I'd be very interested if we were to play with someone like Alice or um, I don't know Bruce Lee, or maybe Bruce
Bruce
Lee's
Lee
not
would
the
be a
best
good one.
example, but yeah, I'd be very interested if there what it would be like with some other fighters in the mix as well, because I do still think this is a very powerful change.
Yeah. Well, I agree. I mean, we hit a point. Was it mid game when I just started every attack? I just boosted it because why not? The card's coming back.
Yep,
So
yeah, exactly, and like I said, even though I think this example is more just a not a great matchup for Arthur in general.
right,
Similar with Medusa. Like I feel like if you were playing against Medusa, no matter what buff you give Arthur, I don't think that will ever be an advantageous matchup for Arthur, right?
right.
And so for something like this, like I still feel like we did get to see it play out, and that he stood a better chance against Bigfoot. But
Sure.
but yeah, I don't. I think if you were to play this against other fighters, it might be a little bit much.
Granted, there's like a health disparage discrepancy. There you go. There's a health discrepancy between Arthur being at 0 and Bigfoot ending at 7, but just like 2 moves ago, Arthur was at 8, right? And you're out of cards. I'm out of cards. I
Right,
don't know that that happens that often
right.
without.
And here's the other interesting thing. Like you wouldn't have been able to finish me off, but I had that one defense. If you would have even played that at 6, you would have taken 4, and that extra 2, that would have put me out at 1 health right there.
Yeah.
So it could go either way. I also did, burn a larger than life into a your Merlin Bewilderment card. So, I
You
mean,
did do that.
mistakes were
Yeah,
made.
for
Hardcore.
sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think when I boosted against your Jackalope, and then you were just like, I'm not even gonna bother with the defense card, just kill it. Inwardly I was like, that
Right?
sucks.
Because and that's the thing, like it's at that point, it's more about wasting that boost card rather than, potentially giving it back to you or wasting
Right,
a defense, right?
right. Yeah, exactly that.
So,
Cool.
yeah, final thoughts on this.
So, I like doing this. This was fun to test out. I don't know about you, but I don't play with variants on Arthur. So, like, this was my first time, like, testing that out, seeing how it felt and everything. I didn't hate it. It felt nice to get that card back.
Right? Um, yeah, I'm very curious, and like I haven't played this variant a whole lot. I don't normally play with variants either, especially because I don't find I regularly play with people who want to play variants. I'm either like teaching people the game, and with that I just play regular Arthur before you introduce stuff, or you just play with people who really are not like they want to play with the usual Arthur, right? Um,
Right.
so I don't have a whole lot of experience with this either. I would be very curious to seeing if this change is too much, because we still King Arthur would still have bad matchups in many of his games, right?
Right.
And
Without a doubt.
and yet, and we've still seen like it's not like the a matchup like this where he would like he still can have bad matchups with this variant as we've just seen.
Yeah.
Uh
True.
it's just whether does that still like whether that puts him in such a high tier or not, and especially like I feel because I still love that Lady of the Lake change. I feel like Arthur, one of his biggest problems is inconsistency, and I feel like if you give him like I don't know, I like that change a little bit better. But if you do that plus this boost, whether that's going to be too much, um, yeah, it's. I don't know if I necessarily like what this does to the feel of Arthur. I feel like personally for myself,
Right. Right.
uh, because
It doesn't feel like there's consequence.
right, and I think that's the big thing.
You know, I when I just started boosting with everything, it was just because I felt like, well, why not? It's I get the card back regardless. So the strategy of it um, is kind of gone. Like the idea of like working through any thought process of like, what if this doesn't go my way? Like how will I rebound from that? Instead, it's well, if this doesn't go my way, oh well, I can try again.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, we did see some interesting scenarios like boosting against the jackalope and whatnot. But like the one of the big parts is you want to keep a character fun, right? We've seen that
right,
lots of people really don't like Bigfoot just because he doesn't feel extremely fun to play. He just feels like you go in, attack, get out, right? Uh,
right,
and I totally understand that mentality. And again, because of that inconsistency, what happens if you get a hand of great cards at the beginning and you still have this ability that allows you to make even bigger attacks as you go on? Well, then you could get into a very serious a chain of strong attacks. Like you boost with
yeah,
Excalibur, and even if it gets fainted, well, you can use it into momentous shift, and you can like
yep,
keep using some of that, right?
yeah, absolutely.
So I'm cautious about this change, but I'd be interested to trying it out more to see if there it if it really is overpowered as people say or not. Because and again with all of these, this is a very small
Definitely.
test, right? And so you only get a tiny like drop in the ocean of understanding what it can do to a deck.
Yeah. I mean, for my money, I think it felt great to get that card back. Initially being like, haha, normally when I'm Arthur, like I'm losing cards at this point, especially against somebody like Bigfoot. But, then it just became like a devil may care attitude that I don't know that I really enjoyed with
Right.
this deck.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
novelty kind of wears off after a little bit.
Yeah. That's my spin on it.
Yeah. So, I'm not very high on this variant. And again, other people can disagree if people want to comment on this. I will be putting a shortened down version of this on YouTube without all of the problems we had at the beginning. Um,
That's probably a good call.
uh, so yeah, I personally don't care for it, but I know there are a couple people that I've talked to that play with this, and that's the way they do it with their game group, and that's totally fine. Like that's whatever works with your game group. If that's something you do casually, like that's good. Um,
Yeah.
I know of so far of the variants like last week's not weeks. There's been a couple weeks, but the last variant we tested out, I like that one a lot better than this one so far.
Okay.
And there are other variants that are coming up that I'm a lot more interested. This one, when I was preparing for this one was the least exciting for myself as far as
Yeah.
preparing. As far as when I came into it, I just wasn't excited or as excited. I love testing these things out, but it's definitely the
Right.
least. I don't know. Like I said, it's just not as fun to
It's
implement
not.
as other
No,
ones.
it's definitely not. I had more fun playing against him than I did playing as him.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Cool.
All right. Any last words?
Well, I think I mentioned this briefly earlier, but I do want to end with this thought about Arthur, where all of these variants that we're running, that we're talking about, that we're testing, again, I think the real issue in terms of consistency is that the only character who has more unique cards than Arthur is Bruce Lee. Arthur has 16 unique cards. He's tied with Sinbad, who has a gazillion voyage cards. The fact that Arthur has 7 like one-shot cards to me means you can never really have a consistent game with him. Because even when you look at Bruce Lee and Sinbad, while those are 7 or 8 unique cards, they're all doing the same thing. They're a reliable, attack. They build off one another and they combo with one another. Those unique cards. But Arthur has so many just unique one-shot cards like Excalibur, Lady of the Lake,
Yeah.
Aid of Morgana. I'm not going to be able to list them all off my head from memory,
Right.
but there's, you know what I mean? There's 7 of them, and you can't readily rely on getting all of them, or like getting them in even a decent order. So all of the variants we try and we test out, we run on Arthur. Some will make him better, well, probably most will make him better, but I don't think any of them will make him consistent.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree that that's inconsistent. And it's one thing if you have so many unique cards and it gives you different avenues to approach like the different strategies. Uh, but I definitely have been caught many times where I just have a hand that I'm like I don't think I don't think I can do a whole lot with this at this moment, right?
Right, yeah. I mean, I've run games where I've died before seeing things like I got to open this game with Restless Spirits, which was great. That was a pretty good feeling, which is why I used it like turn one, because I was like, man, I go games without seeing this card.
Yeah.
And then to open with it was like a really strong feeling. It's just it's just got an inconsistency issue that comes from Justin at Restoration has said before he really likes the flavor of it, and more power to the deck. It's fun, in my opinion. I
Mm-hmm.
like the flavor. I don't have a problem with it not being a consistent winner. But if you
Yep.
wanted to run into a tournament with it, be wary,
Yeah.
as Twister and I can attest.
Yeah, and I mean, with this series, like as much as we do want to, search these variants for, if you're playing casually with friends, I'm doing this. It is meant to be for casual players. Is the whole point of this. Like, I
Yeah,
realize that it competitively, like that's a whole nother conversation, to dive into. With this, it's yeah, I just want to like for people at home who are like, yeah, I feel very underwhelmed with King Arthur. Like the point of this whole thing is just simply to give people a couple different variants or different options and just to explore what people can do at home just to spice it up and potentially make Arthur a little bit more viable, maybe amongst your group of friends. Uh,
yeah, I love that. Love that idea.
yeah,
So again, big fan of this series, um, especially because this topic comes up every 2 weeks.
right.
So
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, the thank you so much, Tommy Elliott, for coming on to this channel and for playing some games with
yeah,
me.
thanks for having me, inviting me. I'm always down to join. Love playing Unmatched, and I
Oh,
like hanging out with you and playing games with you. So I'm always down.
yeah, it's a pleasure as always. Wow, you can really dance says hello. Thanks for coming. Unfortunately, we are just heading out, so we are finishing up here. I want to thank you guys for joining in and hanging out with us and contributing to the conversation. Uh, yeah, this is Twister Strudel. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will see you on the next one. Take care.